Well, thank you, and welcome to councillors and members of the public who come to the Finance Committee on Tuesday, 19th August, 10 a.m. The agenda today, item 1, apologies for absence.
Apologies from Councillor Cullen.
John Carr, thank you. Number 2, confirmation of minutes of the meeting held on the 15th of July. Many of the items are obviously coming up in the agenda. We can just look at the action points. On the first one, on F158 credit control, Tracy, I think you said that
That's been sorted, yes.
that's been done. We haven't looked at the write-offs, so we've done that. The risk assessment document comes up on the agenda. The pricing policy comes up on the agenda. Working party, actually, we also can meet again after this meeting, I think, so that's good. I think the TT Cutback Finance is also on the agenda. The outstanding invoice for Fisher Jones, Tracy, did you do anything on that one?
I did, apologies, no. I'll double check that later.
Okay,
There is one other point from a previous minute,
right.
which is to do with the Treasury and investment policy. So we've now copied an investment policy from another well-known town council, which Tracy will print and distribute in the minutes. Just to let you know, it meets all the criteria. One of the good things about it, in this Treasury policy, it also mentions the CCLA Public Sector Deposit Fund, which, as you know, we use quite a lot of. And it also quotes the regulations about guidance on investments over 100,000, which, of course, at different parts of the year we will be in that. So I'd just like to register that now as our investment policy.
Shall I give that to Tracy? Or?
So Tracy's got a copy of that.
Okay, everyone happy with that? Any other points on the minutes? Shall I take that as a true record? Proposed? David? Seconded? Jane? All agreed?
No, I can't second, I wasn't here.
You weren't here.
Oh, sorry.
After that.
2.5. Yes. Okay, so item 3 is
I wasn't
decorating.
here either.
Pardon?
I wasn't here either.
After that.
Item 3 is declaration of members' interest to receive any pecuniary or other registrable interest relating to items on the agenda. Item 4A is the financial summary, and thanks to Dave again for printing his brochure. What did you know?
Yeah, just a few rapid fire points worth making. On income, donations of £500, that was for the Mayor's Fund, which you'll see right at the bottom is counted with a payment 540, so that's what that's about. Bandage and rewards, we're running well ahead of budget, but we've agreed to increase that by a substantial sum, which is probably part of the investment policy. I think it's worth noting that the Bank of England have just said they're not going to reduce any more. It's unlikely they'll reduce the rates anymore this year, so we should get it in and start earning. And we could be heading for something like £4,000 of interest. The recreation grounds went a bit haywire, but now agreed everybody's got to pay up front, and we're looking at the prices on that one, so that should bring that in line with slagging a little bit at the moment. The boat park, which is important, you'll see that's in at 587. In actual fact, we've taken about £16,000. It was taken last year, and it should be moved into this year's profit and loss, which we're working on. The cash was all moved in because this service we're offering is right now, so we eventually pay that. Having said that, there's various other ways of considering it, but the reality is that it's 16,000 and some more to go, and there's some debtors in that respect, so they're not the end of the world. The sales income is might be just worth saying that really, instead of saying sales income, it should say asset exploitation. Some people sort of think we're running some sort of separate trading business. All we're doing is trying to exploit our assets, especially land and space, which is all sellable. It should be subject to sort of commercial approach, but we're just trying to get the best from our the council's assets, more or less. The sales income, the pity of it is that after a lot of work on the town guide, it looks like that's very marginal. It could make a loss. It might just prove it a profit, but after all that work, it seems a pity not to generate something from it. Last year there was a surplus of about £1,000, but this year the costs are a lot higher, so that needs looking at. It is a service, so it needs to make a profit, I guess, but it needs, we need to review that. In the town guide, we've actually got two lots of town guide in this year, because we've got last year's town guide will come with these accounts because it was last year's late, and this year's will be on time, so there's two lots, so we've got time to have a look and see if we can get the best out of the current year. It costs legal fees and consultancy, 2,200 from a budget of 8,000. At the moment, that's the haven only, but it is rising, and we have to allow for the lease for the play group, which we'll mention later. But
Can I just ask, we have an outstanding invoice from Fisher Jones and Greenwood. That's not in these.
it's not now.
Okay.
Then just going down the page, we've got transport and machinery. This month we got covered with another £4,500 of Ventrac repair bills. So it seems to be now it's happening continuous. I think we've got to look at that. Is there some sort of deal we can do? Some sort of lease deal or some sort of.
I think that's not on the accounts and this last accounts, is it? On the payments.
It's in various places.
Is it?
So I think we need to look at the Ventrac. Just seems it seems a lot. And the other thing is the Ventrac. I think its value is about £60,000. So really, we should be thinking about what do we do when we place it. So you know, with the way we run the accounts, there's no approvals, but we do at some point we have to buy another one or at least one or do something.
Yeah.
So we need to start thinking about that.
Can I just also ask, was that for the brushes, the main job for the brushes? It wasn't two sets
It was some brushes, but it was some repairs.
of repairs as well?
Yeah, it's sheared, didn't it? Whatever holds the brushes had sheared off as well.
It's in. It appears in different places, but to suffice to say, there's a substantial sum
It
to
is.
have a look at. Utilities, we're planning on switching to a lower cost supplier, but we've just got to get the various credits and debits cleared up with the arrangement we've got at the moment, otherwise we can't move forward, so that's in progress. The business rates, we just received an invoice from a tendering for over £2,000 for business rates relating to the Scout Hut.
Another one, is it?
And it was addressed to the TA, wasn't it?
No, that was an electricity bill, EDF Energy.
Oh, sorry, yeah, utility. That's one thing we're trying to sort the switch
Yeah.
for. Sorry, it's utilities, I say. Yeah, with the blue, they're charging £2.50 per day standing charge, and nobody's ever been near the place for 2 years. So we've got to try and it's addressed to us. That's right, but reference.
Sorry, where was that?
No,
It's for the
No,
Army
Park.
Cadet Hut. Oh, okay.
So that's £2,000. So we've got to try and see what's happened there and who's responsible. It is. I think it was transferred, wasn't it, from the Scouts, from the TA to the Scouts? But we're in the firing line, so we need to argue about that. Then just going down to 43, landlords improvements, 0 at the moment, but that budget is going to be almost completely eaten up by the play group. If we're going to lease the play group, we've got to get the place in the right sort of condition to hand over. We've already, there was some asbestos found, that's all been removed and the new ceiling installed. We've had electricity checks done and such things. So that's made progress, and we've been in touch with the playgroup and their solicitors, suggesting a simple and straightforward way forward. Watch this space. Development services, that's the 1,450, that's all been spent at Lower Park. So we've been looking at how to get that in operation, how to drain it. We made some progress and really discovered we don't need a pumping station, which would cost a lot. It can be dealt with by gravity. And in the next week or so, we should get the first estimate of cost for doing the job. After which we'll try and get some funding from the FAO or whoever. And just one last point, as you know, we've been trying to recover the money from the playgroup, the utility money, over the last 2 years, and slowly we've been catching up. This year we decided just to write off what's left, which is 2,319, although we're still catching up. And I'm pleased to say we've now hit the final deadline, which was the 1st of July, and we've recharged them 2,323, so we've made a £4 profit.
And no write-off.
And no write-off. So basically we've totally eliminated the write-off, which is what we're trying to do. And so that's about it, really.
Very good. I mean, it looks like a very steady set of accounts.
Yeah, business as usual.
Business as usual, I think. Chris?
Can I just talk about the earmark funds, section 106 money? So the cost for Paulson, that was the actual playground servicing that we did last year, is it?
Yeah.
Was it? I'm trying to work out, because the shelter's now finished, isn't it?
Yes.
And have we put a claim in for the rest of that?
Yeah, 1,000, yes.
Yeah.
So that's gone in, so would that mean that cost shelter will just be cancelled out? So I'm just trying to work out what happened with the Paulsons, the cost and the income was slightly different, and I just wondered why that was.
What, £190?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I was expecting it just to get written off, you know,
Yes.
got the money back. Is there a problem with that?
I don't know, it looked
No,
pretty
let's
close to
check.
me, but
I've got the figures in front of me.
I don't know whether there was any variations. I
Don't know.
think there was 2 bills, one for Robert Butcher.
Well, we may have charged a bit more. I
think-
just was hoping we could clear the account with the worst of luck.
Yeah. I think it's, well, I'm sort of checked, it's,
I mean, it's not a lot, it's just,
No. That's a good point.
if you could just check, Tracy, then, and also just confirm maybe that we've actually had the money in for the shelter.
No,
No, it's been.
I put the invoice in last week, because I have to wait for the invoices from the contractors doing the work.
that 5,000 is actually the deposit.
Yeah. I think actually they demand half payment. Okay, thank you, sorry.
Good. Any other comments on the budget scenario? No. Then move on to B, which is the financial monthly overview for July.
You have the cover sheet in front of you, just to confirm, income for July was £26,136.77, and expenditure was £32,086.50, and bank balances on the total on all accounts was £211,243.12.
Thank you.
And I've asked Tracy to move as much as she can now into the CCLA.
Yeah.
Because the CCLA's return is around about 4.5, 4.7, and the bank rate's come down, what's it, 3.7?
It makes a big difference.
It's 4 now.
Yeah, so I think it would be really advantageous to put as much as we can into that, and there's no limit, we haven't got to worry about the 85 limit on that one.
Okay. All agree with that? Yeah. We move on to C then, credit control. Any comment that, but I think the Lincoln one's been paid, I think.
Yeah, there's a few odds and sods in there that have been paid. Obviously, this was from the end of July, paid off. So any payments that come in August
Yeah.
don't reflect on this.
And the 11,000 for the shelter is there,
Yeah.
it's obviously just gone out, so. Any other comments?
Just to ask, is those names are made up of people in the boat park as well as,
What these last names, is that what that is?
sorry,
These last names.
yeah, and the next page is got like.
Yeah. Summer Boat Park, I think there's a couple of beach huts in there. Everybody has been chased, which Julie's been doing past few days. Either by email or followed up with a statement in the post.
Can I just say the one with my name on it isn't actually mine? It's my family's and they've got the invoice because they're here, so they're going to pay it by.
Is the Freemasons, is
That
that's what
would
it,
have been an advert for a town guide.
I assume for all of the, going forward, is you pay with your credit card now, and you have this problem.
that's what we're gonna do later on with Jill. Okay, any other comments on that? Thank you. Moving on then to examining the accounts, looking to receive and approve the recommendations of those members to examine the accounts. We need 2 people.
So I need 2 people, yes please, to authorise there's 28 payments in the sum of £16,113.18.
I can do that. If you want to do it after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jane, you, Jane and Jane? Oh, Jane and Jean. Jane and Jane. Thank you. Next is item 6, the risk assessment document, which has been sent to you yesterday, it was finished yesterday. And very colourful sheet. Chris, do you want to talk to that? We did it yesterday.
Well, we've completely reviewed it and brought it up to date because it didn't make a lot of sense compared to what the life we were living. I mean, it can be distributed, it's a very dry document.
It's very arbitrary, isn't it?
And we've made it slightly realistic as well. I mean, for example, one of them was that we had a risk factor 12 that we weren't going to pay the tax. And I thought, well, strange, I said, Dave would probably put that at the top of the payment list, not at the bottom. So we've done some adjustments like that, and I think, to be fair, it is quite realistic for this council.
And I think our auditor would be very pleased to see that.
Yeah, it does reflect some of our auditor's comments as well.
Yes. So it's there in front of you to keep. Is this available to the public or is it?
And once it's agreed, it'll go on the website.
Because of this. Okay. Update on local government services pay agreement.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, please do.
Just confirm that the pay award for 2025 has now been agreed and it was an increase of 3.2%. And it says employees are encouraged to implement this pay award as swiftly as possible, so it was implemented in the August salaries.
There's no lump payment this year?
No, it's just an increase.
My calculations say we're about £2,500 within the budget.
Yeah.
Because the NIC thought change.
Yeah.
So
That's gone up a bit.
So we looked at the NIC change. Because we had a prior £2,000 on. Then we looked at 4%, and we ended up just exactly.
That's just a note, obviously, and so the government tell us what we've got to do there, and that's what we do. Okay, all happy with that? 8 is special expenses. This is something we probably just need to say about this. We don't need to send it in till the 3rd of October, so it can be deferred to the next meeting if members want to have a good read of it. But we look at this every year, don't we? And sometimes tick things and change things. Any comments on it?
all within what we should be doing.
Yeah, it is all within it. I mean, I think we need to watch out for the burial ground that we're going to need to buy.
Nobody will sell. So what do we do?
We'll have to find somewhere out of the box, I was going to say, but that doesn't sound right, does it?
Okay,
We'll have to look at it soon, though.
We don't actually have to provide.
we don't have.
We're not the burying authority, tendering is.
But didn't we did last time, though, didn't we?
Trinity College
Yeah.
sold us that lump of land, but we
Yeah.
can't even get Trinity to
Not
acknowledge.
even for the bit over the back to that field.
No, that belongs to a farmer and,
Yeah.
absolutely no
It's
way.
a no.
No. But we've even gone further down, we've gone to Aldi,
Yeah.
right down as far as, Morse's Farm, Bowden's Farm.
Bowden's.
And they've got nowhere.
Well, that's something we'll have to keep an eye on and look for opportunity. But we can pass this now for recommendation on Thursday and then get it away, can't we, if everyone's happy with it? So, proposer to accept, Jane, seconded. All those in favour? That's passed.
So no changes.
No changes that can be sent straight off. Next item is item 9, is the charges and prepayments. A is prepayments. I think this comes about from a lot of authorities, a lot of businesses, a lot of people, when they take a booking, such as council, it could be playing field, or it could be well, any of our facilities would be things that most people, if they want to book it, Oak Park for instance, they usually have to pay up front. And it will save a lot of admin costs. And now we've got our facility for a credit card, most people just tap and go. And I think that's what we should be going towards. However, there are problems in some instances, which Tracy and Julie have been saying to me. Perhaps you'd like to explain, Tracy, what you think the problems of.
It's just
taking
really if you
total
want
ban.
payment in advance for people like the football club, Youth Bar, Rec and cricket clubs. Because Julie has good rapport with all of them, she invoices at the end of every month. Certainly cricket, if it's bad weather they can't play, so their games are cancelled, so they don't pay for them. And same with football, if Terry says the ground is waterlogged and they can't play, we're cancelling the game, so again, they're not paying for it. So are you raising an invoice for everything and then amending the invoice, which is making more work, or are you happy that we carry on with invoicing at the end of the month when Julie's spoken to them all and knows exactly what she's charging for? You're either raising one invoice or two.
Can we just, that's, that's very interesting, but just before that, can we just establish something? And I'm just, this is a matter of fact rather. If we cancel, I can understand that we should give their money back. But if they decide it's too, they don't want to play in the rain, surely that's their cancelling and they lose their money. Is that the point?
That is the point.
Is that how it's
What
done
is
at the
it?
moment?
I don't think so, I think if they haven't paid, they don't get charged for it.
The only thing I can see where you're coming from is particularly with the junior football teams, they do tend to come in and give Terry a couple of days, 2 or 3 days notice they don't line it because they line the day before. So Terry hasn't actually done the work to get the pitches ready. But the junior teams particularly pay on the day. So they're not actually getting the money in for them children to play. It's particularly the younger teams this works. If they turn up, they play, we pay. But I think if they give enough notice, so Terry hasn't actually had to go and do any work on their pitches, should we be charging them?
I'm more sympathetic with that. The ones that aggravated me were I'm saying the rugby club, and I think it was a rugby club, but the rugby club booked it, then phoned up and said, we're not doing it because it's raining. The day it was
June.
Yeah, no, you see, I always say you need to have 24 hours and 48 hours cut off.
Yeah.
So that, because Terry doesn't know until the day before, does he? I'm sure that's,
But could there be a halfway house here where we would like to go to prepayment or booking for all facilities apart from sports facilities when we could leave it to the office or something like that, or, would that work?
I think if it was a new organisation coming in that wanted, let's just say, a football match, a group that wanted to play a football match on the rec on a certain day that we could accommodate for, then we could say payment up front. But I think the regulars, like the Regents and the Cricket Club, I think they should be left as Julie does them at the end of every month, is how I feel. But
I think I would say that, I think we should head towards payments.
Yeah.
And if they can't play, we'll get a credit. But in the meantime, we could agree to that, say next year. But the next few months, we should keep it, scrutinise it very, very closely and just see if there is abuse. And if so, the level of abuse. Just on the sports side.
Yeah, just as well as
and certainly if people are coming to hire the room, yes, we can ask to pay them
yes,
for the day, that's
yeah,
not a problem.
and the boat park
Things
space.
like that, yeah. And cricket clubs
Yeah,
that use the
all
lower
that.
half, they normally get an invoice straight away as
But,
the event's taking place.
So there was just a lot of rumour and gossip about how it works, or doesn't work on the sports.
yeah.
Yes, and it would be good, I think, if we just scrutinise it and see what's.
Look at it, yeah.
And if you look at games of football, you look at football, and I mean,
But I think you're right,
it's a winter game, so you play with it and it rains.
yeah, monitor it this year, and give them prior warning that as of next year, this is the way it's gonna work.
Yes,
And then they can make arrangements.
they can change this.
Yeah.
Doesn't it work? I think what you just said is excellent. I just wondered if you implement it fully. So they pay on credit, if they don't use it, we let them use that credit the next time,
Yeah, I mean,
rather than, they don't pay and then they
That's
can.
what a lot of places do, don't they?
The other thing that slightly annoys me is if you look on our credit control, Brunsley Rugby Club, who we, if you remember, wrote off several £100 because we didn't think we'd ever get the money, is now 30 days, 15 to 30 days overdue of their 30-day limit. So they're out of 40 days, I presume, that's 45 days. And 200, so I mean, why should you give something
And
like
they're
that credit?
adults.
Sorry?
They're
They're
adults.
Well, yeah, I think there's some people who are just taking.
Yeah.
I just wonder if to book they pay, and if they phone up and say, oh, we can't make it, say, okay, use the credit for the next time.
Yeah.
I think also we need an official booking form, which we don't have.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
can we do that?
The terms and conditions written on,
Yes,
yeah, we'll start looking at that.
can we do that?
Yeah.
Is everyone happy to recommend that? We'll go to prepayment or booking, but,
even in the short term, if you want to pay by card, because some people find it easier, instead of filling out the invoices and
yeah,
bank transfers, and
yes.
so they just want to pay by card.
Yeah.
People never looked at it, look at it.
I'm looking to see if I can make the credit card produce an invoice anyway.
Well,
I'm still midway through
I
that.
thought it should do. Gee,
That won't be relevant to the accounts package, they're two different things.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So it's
make
still
it,
gonna have to go
no,
on
I'm
the
trying to make it payment into the accounts package.
Oh, okay.
gee.
What I was going to say. I was going to say about the booking form, which you've just said, that like the boat park, they pay once a year, don't they?
They do, and they should really
Well,
pay.
yeah, well, I was thinking, what about a direct debit?
Well,
Maybe a direct debit.
we can certainly offer that. I was the other
Because
thing,
then it's done and dusted.
Yeah.
So we don't have the financial cloud direct debit system, we'd have to use an agency, and that would mean we pay them commission.
But we do have people, on the boat park that have set up a payment plan and they pay X amount.
Yeah, on a standing order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
They could do
well,
yeah.
it's a similar sort of thing.
I was going to ask the committee if it would be okay, because we do have lots of spaces in the boat park which we're really underutilising. We could print a very simple, I could do it, a brochure which we could distribute on our website, we could put it on the advert, Chronicle if things keep going. We could also have the forms, a booking form at the bottom of it, just on an A4 piece of paper, a glossy of expounding the virtues of having a boat park space. Because if we can sell another, say, 10 spaces, that would bring another £2,500 into this council. So if you're happy, I'm happy to do that. So I've done many brochures like that.
Yeah, make sure it goes in our annual guide as well.
Well,
Yes, and it should go in the annual guide. That's the
Yeah.
other point I wanted to bring up. Sorry,
Also,
Chair.
your idea, I think I saw it once, of some of it for car parking.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even do that on
Yes,
if people work around there or
people are
came
using it.
often, they could even book it for a year.
To be honest with you, if you lived around that area,
You'd be glad of it,
you're
wouldn't you?
mad.
Yeah.
For £269,
I always thought that's a really good idea.
you could get a car parking space.
I think it was a plan that you made at one time, and you had car parking spaces.
We are looking at that, but we're going to bring that into the Waterside Development Strategy Group.
Okay.
And it's all in the MAD plan, isn't it?
It needs a proper sales management system.
Yes.
Doesn't take a lot to do it, but follow up, record, everything, and the ballpark particularly, it's a salesman's delight because every pound of turnover is a pound of service. There's no cost.
That's a great thing about,
Selling other things, take the cost off it, this one. So, we could do very well there.
so we're trying to promote that bit.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we really need a proposed and seconded that we will adopt this policy. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Would like to propose? Jane? Jean second. All those in favour? Agreed? Thank you. And the other item, B, was council charges via other charges. Now, we started to look at the retail against our charges, which, by the way, we don't set till later in the year, but it's important that we start looking at it. I think Dave's had a look. I think you feel.
Yeah, there's a few things that, certainly, I mean, if we go just for the ballpark, just to start, there's a few anomalies. You can buy a 16-foot by 7-foot bay for £126, or for one more foot, 17-foot by 7, that's 1 foot longer, you pay £279.
That's a big difference.
So I know what I would do.
Yeah.
Buy two of the small ones.
Yeah.
Bit of the boat off.
You buy two small. So I mean, there are, and I think we're discussing this after, yes, but there are anomalies we've got to sort out. The other thing, back to sports just briefly, I know I got it wrong last time on the ballpark, but we shouldn't be charging VAT on some of this on football pitches. There is no doubt about that. And then there's things like if you hire something for more than 10 times the VAT, so we can do, if we sort that out, we can do some good deals, we can share the proceeds, can't we?
Yes.
With others. So I think I'll put VAT, especially for sports, on the list.
Sorry, going to that, think about a football club for a moment. If they came along and said, right, at the beginning of the season, we want this every other Saturday through the season, and if they paid for that or paid chunks of that, would we offer a discount?
It's pretty normal in commercial businesses.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take because then it would be one invoice, so, let's say pay up to Christmas and after Christmas, and it make it only 2 invoices rather than one every 2 weeks.
It may be better for them too, that they can budget better.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Is that not true?
I don't know, but I'm just thinking like with the football, they let us know they play on a Sunday, they let us know on a Monday what the fixtures are for the next weekend, and that's how they work. So I don't know that they know what their fixtures are or whether fixtures change. I really don't know. I don't get involved, but all I know is, and I think with the cricket as well, they may let Julie know what the month's sort of cricket may be. We'll have to ask Julie because she does the invoices of the games. But the football, certainly they email on Monday to say what next weekend's fixtures are.
Okay, so how do our retail prices look against other councils?
Sorry, just on the sports, if you look at hiring football pitch, as far as I can make out, we are charging about half what do you pay in Colchester and some of the surroundings. So I think we also need to sort of have a look at that, decide how we work. I'm not saying for a reduction of prices, but we do need to have a look at these issues. I mean, if you look at the maintenance costs on the rec, Terry's fertiliser and God knows what, it's rocketed up in price. So we do have to close some of that back.
Yeah.
So I think we need to look at these prices, as you say, that we can't do it till tomorrow, but we need to review them and come up with something fair, reasonable.
Okay, So this will be an ongoing thing, which we can talk about at other meetings.
Is it worth asking tendering because they've got similar recreation grounds? Mick would know the prices of
Yeah,
I looked
them.
at Clapton briefly, and that's presumably, I mean, whether or not the first class better pictures, I don't really know, but you look at Wivenhoe, they're quite a lot more expensive. So we just need to have a look at that thing and see
What's fair?
is. As regards other things that we sell, I haven't looked into food bags yet. I don't recommend it.
I wouldn't look into it with Owen.
But if we look at some of the benches memorial things,
Yes.
we charge out at net, so we buy a bench for £1,000, we charge £1,000.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Terry and his will go out there and put a concrete base down and this sort of thing, so we've got to reflect that.
Yes.
If you look at normal methods of costing them, you've got your retail method, down got contract method, whatever. I think we've just got to again look at the prices and say what's fair and reasonable. You've got to reflect the installation.
Yes. Of course.
Without, again, not trying to treble the price or anything. We've got to discover our costs.
Absolutely.
So
So
again,
we'll be looking
Just
at
been
that.
charged to put plaque on.
Yes, I know. I did. I was going to say.
and the other thing is, I don't think that we've looked at the purchasing side of it, whether we've looked at I don't think we've been aggressive in our purchasing, which we certainly should be getting some discounts. We pay the list price, and if we say the safety part, I think they should, as we buy several of these things, we should get some sort of discount and
Absolutely.
that sort of thing. So again, we look at procurement.
Yeah. You know that I understand things like B&M and all the cheap poundy stores and stuff. The biggest paid people, employees, are their buyers, who are the youngest employees, because they're aggressively going out trying to buy at the best possible price. That's where the success of businesses.
Everybody is out there. I mean, they expect it, didn't they?
Yes.
The suppliers expect it.
Yes.
So I think it should be,
Yeah.
should some discounts or.
So would that be an ongoing thing? We'll look at that and obviously come back to this committee for obviously council.
Yeah.
We don't need to make a decision quite yet, it's about October time, but
I think that's going to discuss that as well.
we can discuss that after this, yeah. Okay, so any other comments on that one? Otherwise we move on to 10, which is in emergency maintenance works, emergency maintenance works. I understand there was the £800 for the trees. The 2 trees came down.
That was agreed last month.
That was agreed last month. Anything else we need to,
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I think, sorry, I can come in and say that Terry's had to, under emergency, I don't know whether it'll come under this, whether we've got the bill yet. We had to have a new pump for the fountain.
Oh, it's just a maintenance issue.
That's just going
Yeah,
to
that's just maintenance.
because it packed up.
is that submersible, sticks at the bottom?
Yeah.
I thought you fixed it. With a ring or something.
He had to order the new,
Yeah.
was it the whole pump he had or
No,
the ring
just
in
a
the
ring
end?
on the end.
So,
Item 11 therefore is financial request of the FCA and the ENT, which is now a standard item on the agenda. I'm not aware of any request of FCA, but we have had a request regarding the £500 for the hedgehog signs, which I understand is part of an Essex County Council-wide scheme. And although sounds like a lot of money, I understand this is quite a decent sign and stuff like that. Are we happy to approve that now? Or?
Yeah,
I think that's already been approved, isn't it?
Kate actually, when we put a call out for suggestions for the budget last year, she was the one who actually commented. She wanted £500 for the hedgehog signs. So I think what we did is, because she was, it was like a sort of, because she actually read the instructions and asked for something, we gave it to her. It was like a reward. But it was the hedgehog signs, there was a budget allowed for £500, which was carried forward this year.
Yeah.
Just to mention about that, they did raise the Hedgehog Society, whatever it is, they raised £600 themselves, and I think the actual cost could be anything up to 10,000.
What for signs?
For these signs, there's going to be 6 signs, all in designated areas, etc. We don't know if you know, that's an overall amount. We don't know if it's actually going to cost that, but that's what Essex County Council was saying, that it's going to cost.
It's not just for the signs, it's the installation
It's
and
installation,
possible replacement of
posts,
couple of posts.
Everything.
But that's for 6 signs throughout the town.
Yeah.
I mean,
In 3
I,
locations.
yeah, I mean, I've got
But
hedgehogs
they,
in
you
my
know, they've got to
garden.
be, yeah.
You've
I
got
held up whole
hedgehogs.
of traffic in Brighton yesterday to let all little baby.
What do you do if you see a hedgehog sign? I mean,
Well, you're supposed to be looking out for your hedgehog to come across. Yeah.
We saw some down Lime Street, didn't we?
Yeah, we
On the
did.
backs of
We did,
people's
yeah.
gardens.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hedgehog.
signs.
But I think the idea was, I mean,
Picture of a hedgehog.
the actual, we had to make it a good thing to put through to the highways panel, you know, or Alan did. Make it a really good deal to put it through. Against people being killed on roads and things like that, you know. And he, apparently about 4 engineers from Essex County Council worked on setting this up. So, hopefully,
So do they contribute towards the £10,000?
I think it's all in the cost.
you know,
Well, that's why it's going to cost £10,000 then, isn't it?
I'm also worried about Sign City, you know.
Yeah. So
Well, I think this has
500
already been
pounds.
passed.
That's
so-
already
Yeah, it has, yeah.
It's already been passed, so.
The actual request to finance is for some Colin the Crab signs,
Oh,
and
Well,
they
that's the
want
second thing I
6
was gonna bring up.
signs at 49.
So we'll leave hedgehogs, because that's a prickly subject.
Oh,
dear.
Get me the end of the meeting.
And we move on to the crab signs, which we had another request for 6 now signs, because we went back last time, so where are you going to put them, and how many do you really need? And they're saying now 6 at £49.95, about £50 each, really, fair enough.
What are they for?
What are they going to say?
Well, it's basically,
I can go and get a picture if you want.
to be careful with the, you
I
know,
think we might need
when
it,
you
I mean, to be honest.
use the equipment to make sure it's, you know, I can't remember what sign, yeah, get the sign.
We
To
also
make
asked,
sure the equipment's not flooding the water or anything like
yeah,
that.
we also asked for some sort of container, to put old crabs lines in. Did they
Oh, right,
consider
I
that?
don't know, because Kate's been setting this up and it went a bit last moment because we was trying to push it through before the season ends,
Yeah.
the crabbing season.
Well, that's the other point, is this something we can do next year, because do we really need to do it this year? The kids go back in 2 weeks.
Well, that's what this committee to decide really.
How
It would have been nice to have much through there.
how durable are the signs?
Well, there we are, thank you very much, let's go. So this is what the sign's gonna be, that sort of size, is it?
I assume so. If I read the email, I can tell you.
That's
Oh,
what the
I
crab
thought it
is.
was, I thought it was bigger than that, the writing was bigger, but I don't know. If this would,
It tells me.
because Kate didn't show us anything at the ENT that it was, she was gonna,
There's 6 crabbing signs, 210 by 300 millimetres in 2.5 millimetres aluminium plate with rounded corner. Supplied by 2 times fixing rails and a choice of 550 millimetre or 76 millimetre post clips or fence fixing plates, complete with nuts, bolts and washers. Signs supplied with full colour printed on gloss laminated graphic applied to face as artwork supplied.
so that's not the actual sign, that's what she's,
That's
that's what,
what
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Signs.
in them
Sounds
size.
I mean,
It's not a lot different.
It's 300 metres a foot, isn't it? It's a bit
Yeah.
I have permission from the Harbour Commissioners and she's discussed placement with Terry, so I think one's going to go on the jetty.
But you don't want to say, you don't want to be objectionary to the ENT, but, I don't know.
But I think you're right, we've only got 2 weeks and the schools go back, so crabbing will stop.
Just while you're thinking about that, have you seen the email about the other signs that we put up about the speed, and have you seen that? They're also questioning the lozenge sign.
Yeah.
Did we put
Terry
that up?
believes, Terry believes we have permission for that, that's been there about 25 years.
Yeah, that's what I
So,
thought.
yeah, we'll look into that.
But we've taken down the other ones.
Yeah, the others down. But
So-
We took two down.
what was the actual objection against the hostage sign? Do you
It
know?
was,
I reckon it's
not
been there
approved.
without permission.
From the image provided, it would appear that the local estate, oh yeah, sorry. We also noticed a tourist sign for the nature area shown in an image and provided it below. And we would request that this is investigated too, so you've investigated
Yeah,
this.
But,
Can we keep on
yeah,
to
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
the crabbing signs?
yeah.
Um,
Can we check
Look,
with
can we
Tendring that they
anyway
haven't got?
move sideways on this.
Oh dear.
He's been up all night.
Oh, yes. This is
He's
scripted.
been watching his hedgehogs in the
I
garden.
think,
Yeah.
sorry, someone just said, can we check with Terry?
Yes,
Tendring,
Oh,
Tendring, because I think Tendring's put out a,
I don't want to say no.
so how much are we actually asking for?
It's £300.
How much?
300.
So,
Why did, sorry, why didn't you put the first three up? I don't think you read them. You know, you have to walk up and you get your glasses.
Yes,
out.
yes, a sign like that doesn't get read, in my opinion. I mean,
I can see some sort of crowd.
yeah, I thought the original one was a big crab, Colin Crab, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Sunglass, he was on a skateboard, wasn't he? And that got changed. But
Well,
was he in a
because it
bucket?
was-
Was he in a bucket? Just went around town.
what we need is a big pincer saying if you don't put the stuff away in the box.
I think, I mean, I know it's come through at the last minute, but we have been trying to get this done for quite a few months now. It's not as though this has just been put forward, they've been trying to sort of work it so that,
Well, it's your committee, what do you?
well,
what's
I'd like
the-
to recommend that we give, that we give the money, but
Well, that's, if you're recommending that, is there a second to that?
I mean, it's not the money, is it?
no,
It's just,
if you're not happy with the sign.
doesn't appear to be
Yeah,
a bit of nonsense, it's just the size of it.
so, well, I mean, if we don't do it, it will have to be next year now, because it will be far too late.
Why don't you get three twice the size?
So shall we take that up with the ENT?
Yeah, can you take it back to ENT, but just a bit more clarity? So that we're, we're worried that it's a bit late for the season, secondly, we're worried that it's too invisible for easy reading.
Could we say to the ENT that we're just concerned about the sign itself, happy with the money, and leave it to them to make judgment?
Yeah.
It's not worth arguing about.
No.
I have to admit, if I've got my grandchildren down there crabbing, I don't have my phone with me. It's, it's left up in the hut
Yeah,
or
could have a
something.
big
but-
picture of a crab crying or something.
What do you mean, Jane? What's
Well,
what's
because
the-
you're asking to scan the QR code.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay, I didn't realise that.
That's because there's a house to crab safely or something, was one in the town guide, wasn't there?
Oh,
Some point.
yeah,
As a sign, I can't, if I was taking my grandchildren down there to Turban on the, I'm not sure if I'd sit there and read that. Come here, you, well, hold on to it.
well, I think it's probably for you to read, not the children.
Oh, no, well, I mean, yeah, but I'm not gonna leave the kids alone,
We're
are I?
going to ask Tendring and come back with some
Yeah,
advice for
okay.
your next ENT meeting.
Okay, that's
So
fine,
we'll give you a report from Tendring, is that okay?
Yeah, I'll ask Tendring, because
What
I
they
think
advise.
they've got something.
I'll go back
On
and
the
take
go.
stick from my committee.
But also, we've got to remember to put them up down there, that's Tendring's,
Yeah, I
we
think,
would need Tendring to say.
That's going to be on our land.
Oh, it's on
yeah,
our
it's
land.
on our
she,
land, yeah.
she
Okay.
has, referred to Terry with that, hasn't
Yes.
she?
Yeah, oh, it's on our land, right.
Yeah, so, there's been quite a lot of work gone into it. So,
And on behalf of all the crowds, I'm very pleased let's not go crabbing.
And what about what you said, why don't we make 3 up or something and see how effective that is?
Can't we just clear the budget and say that the money's yours, but with a recommendation that you review the sign, or the number of signs?
so the recommendation that,
You review the sign.
The
that
size of
would
it,
be better.
Then we don't
Yeah.
make it
Okay,
clear.
all right.
And then,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
and then we
agree
can perhaps show
that
you the signs at full council or something like that.
Yes.
That
Or-
goes through, yeah,
Or use your,
that would be,
use
that
your
would be good,
judgment.
yeah, I think that's better.
So-
everyone happy with that?
Yes,
This
yes.
is agreement to that.
Yeah,
So we're saying 3 but larger, but more effective.
okay,
And
And then
but
your- the money's there for that,
£300,
yeah.
£300.
Just go on.
approved, as long as approved.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the items on, but obviously we do always look forward to members of the public having a chance to ask a question of the committee.
Well, coming back to signs and the 20 is plenty sign, was not legal. Basically, that's what the thing, they say it's advisory. People who've got new cars, they're on, the lights come on, you know that, Dave. So first of all, the signs taken down, how much were they? Can you use those signs, cover them up for something else? Because you know, the highways, you've got to check the statutory thing. We had that years ago up by the waterworks. We had all these signs come up, and at the end of the day, there shouldn't be any there. And if there'd have been an accident with somebody, you've got public liability. And people who were on spotted, some of these people knew the rules. I'm not trying to be funny. If you've got an official 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, like you do when you go to Clacton, where the windmills are, and you cut through there, it's 20 mile an hour. But they will tell you what happened to your car.
Well, they're dangerous because like my car, all new cars read speed limit signs. So you come into town, it's 30, car drops 30, everyone's behind you, all of a sudden, bang, it's 20 mile an hour.
Yeah, no.
And you're looking at your dash, thinking, what's going on here?
I
There's
think
some
in
silly
fairness,
sign hanging
as
on.
soon as we were alerted to it, and we had Chris
Well,
check it.
well, it's good
we
that
took it
they've
down.
gone, but how much did we spend on the signs? And those signs are there, are we going to recycle them?
Jane, you were digging too.
Yeah, I can't remember how much we actually spent on the signs. I think it was, it was in conjunction with town and country estate agents.
Yeah.
Doesn't make
I mean, it wasn't an initiative, it wasn't an actual law that we were trying to do, it was that we've had so many complaints about speed.
Yes, but that's
It
not,
wasn't an
but
initiative, but just to assure you, we can use them again. We're going to make them green, I think, because I think that seems to be, and also check the height,
They shouldn't be
etc.
round.
and they're
If
probably
they're
not going to be
advisory,
round.
they should not be round.
No, we know that, Dave, they're probably going to be heart-shaped, like they were originally, or something
but
like
all
that.
of if you've
But
got,
we do intend to carry on with it.
but you've got the duck sign that is up on the side of the thing, which nobody can see. If you take the crabbing sign, if you overdo it, as quite Chris, the chairman, Chris says, quite rightly, people need to see a sign that, like a hedgehog sign,
Well,
you know what it
We know
is.
there's such a thing as sign blindness.
Why don't you just put a poster in the windows, the place that sell the gear?
Well, I think
What's
there
it
is
cost?
one,
Nothing.
actually, I think there is one.
But has the committee thought of future signs you're gonna have to buy? Because you're gonna have to buy signs saying, please read the signs. Because you're gonna have so
The thing
many.
is, this question,
You've
it's
got
not
some,
really, it's
like
not,
hedgehogs,
yeah, but this
nocturnal.
question, it's not really a question for
Yeah,
the
but
committee,
hedgehogs
is
are
it? It's for
nocturnal.
the EMT committee.
And you're gonna put signs up, how are the hedgehogs gonna read them as dark? You gonna light them?
Well, that's just, thank you very much for that.
Sorry, Chris, I think.
Well, I personally think that
You
we need-
distract and drivers
That's
all the
quite
time.
ridiculous to
You
say that.
distract and
Absolutely
drivers.
Let Chris,
That's just being nasty, really.
You distract
That's
and
just being
drivers
nasty,
with all
actually.
those signs.
I
Have a
do-
sense of humour, Jane.
I do think there
Have a
is
sense
an
of
issue
humour.
here that
Take
we
it
need
as it's
to,
meant.
you know, there are, I've worked in Nathan Street in Hong Kong. You cannot see the buildings for the adverts, and the whole thing's lost. I mean,
Yeah.
the marketing people tell you it's a load of waste of time because nobody knows where to look. And I think we need to review, and maybe some of these signs needs to be more seasonal. And I think that might be true for the
Yeah.
crabbing. We don't,
Yeah.
if we put them out during the winter, we're wasting our time, aren't we?
Can I just say, Dave, that we've tried to get signage from Essex County Council, official signage, around Western
Yeah.
Road where it's really dangerous, whether it's, there's a little kid you knocked down a little while ago. We couldn't get anything, so we decided, right, we're going to try and do something about it, just to slow the traffic down. We've tried to do something about it. Obviously, that hasn't worked. We've taken the signs down, but we still intend to try and do something about
It's
it.
not your place if it was the government would impose that 20 mile.
It's not my place to what, sorry?
Impose your feelings on the rest of the town.
It's not my feelings, it's the feelings of the community.
Oh,
Well,
no, it's not.
well,
Perhaps not you.
strong.
Perhaps
So
not you,
much
I
Dave.
think you're getting into a situation like on Facebook where people came on who know the law, and it gets complicated. Yes,
Obviously, and we took the
Hang on,
signs
Chief.
down.
No, you didn't. Essex
Right.
County took.
We do know the price
No,
of
they
these,
didn't.
we have
They
got
didn't.
the price of the signs.
that's
We took the signs down, Dave, excuse me.
So at the finance meeting on the 15th of April, it was agreed to allocate £200 towards the 2020 signs.
Sorry,
In April, it was agreed to allocate £200 towards the 2020 signs
just
in collaboration with town meeting.
Can we just leave it that they're gonna look at it again?
just one more thing is, you need to understand what the statutory regulations are at all levels.
Yeah, I've now printed that out, and we've got them.
But the other thing I want to ask is, where are we with the key? Is it now officially the fisherman's key with the,
sorry, I just got asked to talk about.
Oh, with the heritage.
with the heritage bit? What about the money? Are we clear of not paying the money back? Is
Well,
that-
we are still in communication with the MMO, who have not given us sort of all clear or anything like that. We have actually asked them to come back with specifically what they see as a problem, so we understand exactly. And we're asking for that for the September meeting. However, they are very keen on the Waterside Development Strategy Group, which we're trying to get together with the Harbour Commissioners and then go out to find individuals which are very qualified to get involved in this, to look at long-term planning. And they see that as very handy. I have written to the professor at Essex University, asking for his, if he'd like to come use the heritage pier regarding aquaculture, which
Yeah.
again the MMO are very, very
Yeah.
keen on, as much as fishing. And we have declared that the left-hand side of the heritage pier can be used for local fishermen to bring their catches in and out and tie their dinghies, and the hammerhead just for 20 minutes, just for unloading and unloading. So at the moment, I can't answer the question.
No.
But we are definitely, hopefully in September that will resolve.
Yeah, that's good. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be funny about the signs.
No, okay.
It's just that you see it from, you have a committee and people see it from that point of view.
Yes.
But I was involved when the cricket club had the nets that were put up,
Yeah.
and they went ahead and it was illegal what they were doing.
Yeah.
My brother would think that,
We now have the.
and everybody said, you're against the cricket club. We were not against the cricket club, we were just against that the council had not followed the rules. And then you don't, for you as council, we know when you weren't here, but it was in special, you went into special measures. That costed £6,000. So you have to be, and you know, you're very careful with the finances. Now, I personally think you've got to resign. I think you've done a really good job. I'll say that, if people may not agree with me. But you don't want to go up these things where you get anything where public liability, and Chris knows that better than anybody. It gets complicated.
Can I just say, I agree with what you're saying, but I think, I'd like to say that this was done in good faith.
Yes, of course it was. I agree. I'm not
We're
criticising. I'm not
trying
criticising.
to make sure that people don't get injured.
No, yeah, I realise that. I'm all for.
But it took me 10 minutes to put an email in, ask whether those signs were legal, and 10 minutes to reply that I objected, and within 3 hours they were taken away. Now, I've done that as an individual. You as a council could quite easily do that. And that was me that had taken it down.
Right.
Okay.
We
Yes,
took them down.
James.
We took them down.
Yeah.
We took them
You
down.
might have done, but Essex County
We
Council
took them
sent a man
The
out.
mayor and I made
We
the
took
decision.
two down because the one in Ladysmith Avenue was not there.
The one in Ladysmith had gone, but the others, we took
The other
down.
two, our groundsman
The
took
mayor
them.
and I decided to take them down because of all the,
I just love James come in.
This is only because you may get questioned. The Lads Need Dads statue that we've agreed to put in Brightlingsea for them in the Memorial Garden, Millennium Gardens down the prom. Tendering are paying for the whole of the installation, and they've been liaising with Terry. Terry agreed to spot with them, and it's going to be absolutely no cost to us, and our men haven't even got to install it. Tendering are paying for everything. So just in case we get another, you know, how
Question.
much did that cost and how much time, it's not cost us anything and it's not costing Menin any time, they're gonna do it all.
Right.
And
Thank you very
they are
much.
still liaising with Terry, but they phone me and then
Well, that's
liaise
very, very
with
good.
it.
I'm pleased to hear that.
So,
Any other comments? Any other questions? No? Therefore, I will close the meeting at 11 o'clock. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that anyway.
No, no, you are.
I wasn't trying to be funny,
No, no, no,
but